All right, let's get this going. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of the Underwhelming podcast. I'm your host, Tanner, and today we have a whole bunch of things to talk about. But first, we want to go ahead and jump into our sponsors. We are sponsored by sponsors at sponsors.com. They will sponsor you for all your sponsorship needs. So you just go to sponsors.sponsors.com backslash TBucci, and you will find our promotional link that will get you all the sponsorships that you desire. These are the guys who sponsor every single podcast you listen to, the same ad you hear all the time. And so make sure you go to sponsors.sponsors.com backslash sponsors backslash TBucci, and you'll find my sponsorship link. So there you go. But yeah, we got a whole bunch of things to talk about today. The first thing I kind of want to talk about, we're clicking around here on the PC, trying to find some good stuff to talk about. First thing I want to talk about was Happy New Year. It is the first day, January 1st, 2016. And it's pretty epic. We're into 2016 all of a sudden. I felt like, we were supposed to die December 21st, 2012. And, the Mayans, here we are, Mayans. We're like, what is that? 4 years later, almost. Going to be 4 years at the end of this year. Oh, man, well, you guys are really off. Oh, man, I can't believe they were totally wrong. Like, of course they were wrong. They're from however many thousand years ago. I don't know how long ago they were. And they were rocking calendars on stones. And we were supposed to believe that these people knew the exact day that the world was going to end. So, of course, that didn't work out. So here we are, January 1st, 2016. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a good night last night. Hope everybody had a safe time. Hope nobody drank and drive. That'd be pretty ignorant. Pretty stupid. I mean, I can't say that I've never done it, but it's pretty stupid. You don't want to do it unless you live where I live, and it's just completely backcountry dirt roads where it's 2 a.m. and there's 0 people on the road. If you live anywhere, don't drive down highways or crazy stuff. Like, don't drink and drive at all, to be honest, but, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Call a cab. Call Uber. We live in a world where you have Uber at your fingertips. Some random dude will come pick you up in the middle of the night just so he can make a few bucks. That's how Uber works. He's already out and about. How, I don't know, maybe he's drunk too. He's out drinking and just gets a hit on his phone. He's like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to go pick up this guy too. Why not? That's Happy New Year, 2016. Hopefully you guys go out and do all the things that you desire. All right, let's talk some football. Some Clemson versus Alabama for the national championship. This could be a crazy game. Championship 2016, January 11th at 8:30 p.m. on ESPN. So we'll look at the overalls real quick, and then I'll go ahead and discuss what I think. Right now, Clemson is number 2 overall. Alabama's number 1. Of course, number 1 and 2 goes to the national championship. Derp. Clemson has the number 10 overall offense, which is pretty good nationally. Alabama has 27, which is also pretty solid. Clemson has the 6th defense. Alabama has number 1. So overall, that's pretty good. We can look at the raw stats. We have total offense. Clemson is averaging 511 yards per game. Alabama is holding people at 258. So if they can pull that off, that's actually like half the yard Clemson's normally has. And if you pull half the yardage away from people, you pretty much beat them, in my opinion, because you really strip away their whole game plan. So that, if they can really hold them to 258, that would be pretty solid, or anywhere around that. Alabama has 423 yards per game offense. And the total defense for Clemson brings home 296. So if they could do that, that's not that much of a difference. Alabama could probably pull out with that. But, hey, if either of these teams can hold the other offense under 300 yards in the national championship game, you're probably going to get a win. So we'll have to see where that goes. That's kind of an interesting stat. They're rushing, la-di-da-di-da. We don't really care about rushing passing specifically. Their turnover margin, Clemson has a -3. Alabama has a +7. Clemson had 23 gained and 26 lost. Alabama had 24 with 17 lost, so they actually came out +7. The historical record, though, this is pretty hilarious. The historical record, 12-3 going to Alabama. Alabama is on a 12-game winning streak over the Tigers, stretching back 110 years. I just said 110 years. The last victory Clemson had over Alabama was in 1905. That is the most ridiculous stat I've ever heard. Can you imagine losing 110 years? Well, I guess they haven't played 110 times, but in 110 years, you haven't beat these teams. It's almost like they're going into this game just knowing, well, we haven't beat these guys in 110 years. Well, yeah, my great-great-great-grandpa was the one who was playing QB. And it's kind of funny because it says there was no forward passes in the game that Clemson beat Alabama. And since these guys are so rush-heavy, that there might not be many in this game either, especially with the really good defenses. I hope Clemson's going to come out on top. I would assume that Alabama is, though. But I would hope that Clemson comes out on top. I like the underdog. I want to see Clemson pull a completely undefeated season or whatever. Well, I know they are not undefeated, but, I think it'd be cool watching Clemson go for the gold. Are they undefeated? Is Clemson still undefeated? Maybe Clemson is undefeated. Where can I see this? Let's do a little searching on the intranets. Right? Hopefully you can't hear my keyboard. Let's do a little searching. Clemson record. I got kind of a loud keyboard. I try to get the quietest one I have. I have the Logitech G910. Really recommend it. It's a really, really good keyboard. Really enjoy it. Clemson is the 16 to start 14-0. It's 15-0. Where's their stats? Can I see this here? What did they do before the postseason here? I can't even find it. All I'm finding, it's like they already erased it. What is this? Tigers have now won 17 games in a row and 23 of the last 24. Okay, 23 of the last 24. I assume then they're still undefeated. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of what I thought. That's what I was hoping, they were still undefeated. I'm not a Clemson fan. I'm actually a Michigan Wolverines fan. But like I said, I like to see the underdog push past and get the victory. I think that's pretty cool. So I think I hope Clemson wins. I think Alabama's going to pull it off, though. But, hey, we'll have to see what happens. So lately, we've also been having a lot of drama in the YouTube world. Drama. We had some Keemstar drama, some MacBot drama, some Syndicate drama. Now we've got Futuristic Hub trying to go on a witch hunt after Keemstar for some crazy stuff that happened in like 2011 or something goofy like that, where some fangirl was apparently I guess she apparently had a fan sign. Like those girls always write down your name on a fan sign, except this chick put one over her covering she's 15 at that time, so I don't want to say derogatory terms, but she was covering her private parts with a sign that said Killer Keemstar and DJ Keemstar or something. And apparently he told her if she would do that, then he would give her mod. I don't really know if that's what happened, but even if it did, I don't think that has any legal holding against it. Number one, you're going to need the video proof. You're going to need to find the video where that actually happened. Number two, you're going to have to prove that wasn't photoshopped. 3, you're going to have to prove she was 15 at that time. And 4, I just don't think that there's nothing in that situation that is legally going to hold any ground. That's the most goofy situation ever. If Justin Bieber, I don't know. If a girl sends Justin Bieber a naked picture, is that his fault? I guess if he asked for it, it is. But he didn't really ask for it. He just said, if you do that, I'll mod you. And, you got to think about it. I don't really know, but I would assume Battlecam, all the crazy stuff that goes on Battlecam, it was probably a site designed for 18 plus. So if you have a person in that chat, you should be safe to assume that person is 18 years old plus. Now, is it smart to go into a conversation and find out that they're not 18 years old, or maybe not check? That's different. But you should be able to assume that this girl in the chat is 18. Now, we also have to say, how do we know this chick this whole time wasn't in the chat saying she was 18? How many times have you seen these young girls tell these dudes that they're an older age than they are, and then the dudes get caught messing with them, and they both get in trouble because the girl's actually 14 instead of the 18 that she says she was? You got to think girls are starting to get much older looking. They're starting to look much, much older. And I just feel like, it's much easier to trick people now with your age. You can tell people you're older. You see videos on WorldStar all the time where these, moms are yelling at their kids for telling people on Facebook that they're 21 and crazy stuff like that. And they're only 13 because they look kind of older. So people end up believing it. So I think it's a witch hunt, and I think witch hunts were dumb. I think that's why we don't do witch hunts anymore. I think that we live in the world where you're innocent until proven guilty. So my boy Keemstar, I would say, is definitely 100% innocent. I'll tell you what, man, drama alert. That stuff is so good. That I just can't believe someone took that concept of a news show and actually turned it into something interesting. There's plenty of news shows out there for gaming. I remember watching what was it, G4, the TV show, the TV station, whatever you want to call it, TV channel. And it was just, it was kind of garbage. I wasn't really interested in listening to these people talk. I did like the guy who was the host of The Attack, Kevin something maybe. I don't know. I thought he was pretty cool. But, nobody on YouTube has really fulfilled that. And Drama Alert is one of the most interesting I listen to those like hour-long interviews and all types. I mean, I don't know if he has an hour-long. Actually, he posted an hour-long like interview-ish type thing the other day. Well, he didn't post it, but somebody else posted it. So that's how good Drama Alert is too. Sometimes Drama Alert themselves don't actually post the information and the videos, and somebody else will go about it and post it on their own personal channel on the side. So somebody posted the hour-long live stream the other day with MacBot and Sky Does Minecraft or something. Is that his name? Sky Does Minecraft? No, that's not Sky Does Minecraft. What's his name? Man, I can't remember. I think it's Sky something, but I think Sky Does Minecraft is like the dude who has like he's got like a child. He's been with this woman for a long time. He's like a pretty cool YouTuber as well. But I can't remember the other guy's name. Oh, well, anyways, I think it was pretty cool. It's an interesting show to listen to. It's interesting to how you hear it. Now, sometimes the arguments get really crazy, like the one with Keemstar and Sneeko. That just ended up being like a yelling match. But I still listened to the whole thing because I still wanted to find out, the solution to the end of this and find out how this ends. And I don't want to miss any of the middle parts. It's like watching a drama TV show. We all say we hate soap operas, but it's like a YouTube soap opera. And I somewhat enjoy it. Actually, I really enjoy it. I watch all the videos. I haven't missed a video for probably since he started this whole new channel. Definitely, I was subscribed. I still have my phone. I'm like subscribed to like 3 different Drama Alerts, and like 2 of them are shut down, and the one's actually there. So I've been subscribed for a long time. Watched all the videos. Really, really interesting stuff. I say he's innocent. I say this is a witch hunt, and I'd say there's really no more that needs to be said about that. So let's get into video game talk instead. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 4. I've been getting back into that. I purchased it a long time ago and played it, and then I ended up trading it in to help get Fallout, just because I didn't want it anymore, and I figured, I might as well trade in some old games and save some actual cash. So I traded it in, got myself Fallout 4. Then the other day, just yesterday or the day before maybe, it was on sale for $15 on the PlayStation Network. Probably still on sale for $15 on the PlayStation Network if you're watching this on the day that I released it, or all the way up until the 4th of January, I believe. And it's a pretty cool game. I will say it's not as good as Far Cry 3. I've never played 1 or 2. I have them. I bought like a bundle pack on Steam, but I did get I think Far Cry 3 had a better like location, and I think the plot of it was much better. I will say one thing though, I got a really good deal on my Steam sale once. I got on there and I think it was messed up because I got on there and it was a Far Cry bundle. It was $10 for every single Far Cry game. Far Cry 1 through 3 at least. That's all it was, just 3. Oh, and Blood Dragon. It included Blood Dragon. All of those for like $7.50. I knew this deal was crazy, and I'm like, that's nuts. That's a ton of games. That's a ton of time to play. I'm going to grab this up right now for $7.50. I grabbed it up, and about an hour later, I told my buddy he should grab it up, and he got on there, and the bundle was now the one game, Far Cry 3, was $7.50, and all the other games were like, at their certain percent off. But basically, if you bought the bundle, it came to like $15. So somebody must have messed up with Steam, hit the wrong couple buttons, and gave everything away for $7.50. But I got it. It's still locked in. They didn't take it away from me or anything goofy like that because it's a valid sale. It was on the store. That was the sale. Maybe it was like, maybe that's a special thing they do. Maybe it was like an hour-long flash sale or something. I'm not sure. But I've never seen like an hour-long one before. So that was the first time I ever had that happen. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a pretty good game, though. Far Cry 4 is pretty solid so far. Like I said, I think 3 was a little bit better. But 4 is definitely holds its own. It's definitely got its own little feel to it. It's a little bit different, but definitely is cool. Started playing co-op with my brother-in-law, and then I'm going to start playing co-op with Zakoon, the guy that I usually do most of the PvP co-op type stuff that I put on the channel with. And we're going to start playing some and checking it out and seeing how it goes. I thought it was pretty cool, though. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I have a little obsession with Far Cry right now. I'm kind of getting excited about Far Cry Primal. I didn't know if I would like it because there's a part, if you've played Far Cry 4, there's something called Shangri-La. Inside Shangri-La, you can find like this weird, like mythical world where you're being this guy who has like a weird accent, right? It's like a language that I've never heard. It could be a real language, but as far as I'm concerned, I can't understand it. And there's subtitles at the bottom, and you have a tiger as your companion. Just the same way that there's like a Beastmaster on Far Cry Primal. So I'm wondering, what if the way that you play this game is going to be like Far Cry Primal? And I kind of enjoyed it. There was one part where I had a demon spawn on the right side of me and the left side of me. I hurried up and looked left. pointed at that demon and told my tiger to attack, and then turned right and went and stabbed the other demon myself. And I was able to split the workload between me and my companion. And if that's how Far Cry Primal is going to be, I think that's going to be pretty sick. If you're able to just like basically just control a co-op companion yourself, I think that will end up being pretty cool. But there was an issue that I had with it, and that was that I was trying to enjoy the beauty of Shangri-La, and I was trying to enjoy like fighting the demons, but my guy kept talking, and he kept saying dialogue. And when he would say dialogue, it would mess me up because he's not speaking English, and I have to read his subtitles. So constantly looking down and reading his subtitles was indirectly ruining the experience. So man, I don't know what to say, because I know they want to go with the fact that there was no English back then and stuff, but if I were them, I would just go with an Ice Age theory and just make people speak English, and that's just the easiest way to go about it. It just makes people be able to play the game and watch the visuals while listening to the audio, rather than watching the visuals and watching the subtitles and barely listening to the audio, because I don't really care what he's saying with his little I don't really care about hearing that. You know what I mean? Like, I focus out of that because I don't understand it. So now the game becomes purely visual rather than audio as well. So I feel like you should really just drop the accent and bring English. But hey, maybe they'll do it good. Maybe they'll figure out a way to keep the dialogue to a minimum, and maybe a lot more things will be based on like body gestures and stuff. That's going to be the new thing. But still, that's all visual. Audio, I feel, is part of the complete package. You need to have excellent audio and excellent visual. I feel like when you were playing Far Cry 3, listening to the man, I wish I remember her name, like the tribal woman that you ended up like kind of getting with at the end of the game. I wish that you could, like when you listen to her and you look at her, you can see her, you can hear her, and if you turn your character, you can feel like you're hearing her from different angles, and it just makes the game just give you that nice, like, overwhelming, intimate audio visual session. Whereas I feel like Primal is just going to be pure visuals. I don't know though. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be a pretty awesome game though. Probably definitely going to pick it up, as long as it doesn't come out like at the end of the year when E3 announces every other cool game, and I have to choose between Far Cry or Elder Scrolls 6 or something goofy, and there's absolute no way you would choose Far Cry over an Elder Scrolls game. So I hope they release it kind of early in the year so I actually have a chance to pick it up. Last year I got way overwhelmed with all the great games that came out. So many good games. Fallout, just throughout the whole year, not necessarily just holiday season. Fallout, The Witcher, Black Ops 3, supposed to be Hitman, that got bumped. So Battlefront, not so much of an awesome game. It's kind of a lackluster. I didn't really buy it, but I rented it and I played the beta, so it was cool, but just not worth my purchase. And I feel like Far Cry Primal is going to be a pretty cool game, so we'll have to check it out. We'll have to see how that goes. So Trevone Boykin, TCU quarterback. Seems like the guy got himself in a little bit of trouble here. Got himself arrested for a bar fight. Got himself suspended for the game. That's excellent news for TCU. They're definitely going to have a chance to win their bowl game now without their quarterback. Pas not. I tell the joke. It very funny. Pas not. So there's no way TCU is going to win that game. That's a dream for them now with the second string. Hey, who knows? There's been crazier stories where second strings come in and do like amazing things, but he's pretty good. Boykin's pretty good, and I see that being a big major effect to the team. I see that really hurting them in the long run, and I don't see them winning their bowl game, to be honest with you. I can't believe these NCAA football players keep putting themselves in situations where they can get in legal trouble and get, suspended. Imagine being on a quarterback level where you're going to get drafted somewhere in the draft. You're going to go somewhere and play, and you would rather go out a couple nights before your bowl game and go to a bar and get into a bar fight. That's just mind-blowing to me. I just can't even fathom how you would be willing to put it all on the line so that you're able to, go out and get a few drinks and maybe meet a few women or something 2 nights before your bowl game. 2 nights before you could bring home the championship for your school, for your town, whatever you want to call it. Put on for my city. I put on for my city. He wasn't putting on for a city, He was acting like a jackass, to be quite fair. That's what he was doing. You let your team down. And when you let your team down, people pay. People pay for it. So, good luck to TCU. Hopefully you guys can figure something out. Hopefully you guys can get some quarterback to step up and take care of business, or maybe knowing college football, maybe they'll end up letting him play. Who knows? I doubt he'll play. I doubt he'll see the field. I bet he's going to be suspended, might not even be on the sidelines. Who knows how that works? And, yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And, that's going to hurt your draft. I don't know if he's a senior or not, but if you're a senior and this was your last year and that's how you ended your season, missing the most important game of the year over an arrest, you're not in good shape. Actually, I think, he's not going to make the game. I'm pretty sure they sent him back to, with like the town that he had to go to. I'm not sure. It was some town. I'm not sure where TCU's located or if it's somewhere around there, but he has to go there to go back to court and take care of the legal trouble. So he's not going to be able to play. So that, good luck TCU. Wish the best for you guys. That's going to be a tough one to pull off. I couldn't even imagine having a deal. We play Wolverines. We play Florida today. So I couldn't even imagine not having Rudock or Butt. Yeah, it's his last name. But Jake Butt, one of the best tight ends in NCAA, in my opinion. Really, really like Jake Butt. He got 10 in the year for us, of course. But, look at the pun right there. But, I think he's one of the best overall anyways in the NCAA. So, hopefully we win our bowl game today. I got a lot of hope on the line here. We have a pretty good record against the Gators, so hopefully we can just go ahead and knock in some more wins. I don't think it's like a crazy. It's not like that Alabama to Clemson record. But hopefully we'll pull it off. It's like maybe 2-1, I think maybe what it is. So it's, we've won 2 out of 3. We won the best of 3 series. So hopefully we can hold it down so we don't have to go to the best of 7. Screw everything up, because that would not be cool. Or I guess the best of 5 would be next, right? You won 3 out of 5, yeah, probably. But yeah, so good luck to TCU. Good luck to my Wolverines. Hopefully we can watch some good football. Everybody wants to watch some good football today. It's the time to sit down and relax. All the stores are closed. Quit going to the stores on the holidays, people. Let people chill out. And, just sit down and watch some football and relax. That's a good way to run through the day. All right, I figured I'd end the podcast today with some Would You Rathers. Would you rathers? So, the first question is, would you rather travel the world confined to a wheelchair or spend your whole life in the same 200-mile radius? That's an easy one, obviously. I'm going to spend my whole life in the same 200-mile radius. I could travel the world in a wheelchair, or I could go in 200 miles, which is quite big, walking. So I'm definitely going to choose spend my whole life in the same 200-mile radius. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. 54% of people said they want to travel the world in a wheelchair. Huh. Pretty interesting. Would you rather be a very fat and ugly person with a ton of friends that will never get someone of the opposite sex, or be a very skinny and attractive person that has no friends but can get any person of the opposite sex? Well, that one's super easy. Get any person of the opposite sex, but you don't have no friends. It's going to suck not to have friends, but isn't the person you're getting of the opposite sex a friend? That's the way I look at it. So 79% of people said they'd rather be a skinny and attractive person and have no friends, as long as they can get anybody the opposite sex. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense, because that person's technically going to be your friend, essentially, in the long run. So why not? In an unlucky survival situation, would you rather go swimming with sharks or go swimming with alligators? That's another easy one, because you're definitely going to want to go with the sharks. And the reason I say that, I mean, that's a tough one in general, of like which one's going to kill you more. But I'd rather be sharks, because I feel like you have a chance to get away from sharks. They don't have any way to really grab onto you. They just kind of can bite you. So as long as you can put yourself like vertically before they bite you, or you do the whole school punch them in the nose, which I do not think works, but apparently it does, I would say sharks seem safer. Alligators, they like to grab you, and then they roll, and they hold you, and they have like the strongest, like, to keep their mouth closed, but you can't open their mouths. So I'm going with the shark. Screw the alligator. And 72% agree with me, and that makes sense, because why would you want to roll with an alligator? If you played football for a living, would you rather play quarterback or play linebacker? That's easy. Quarterback's the most known guy in the field, probably makes the most money. QB all day. 72% agree with that. That's an easy one. If you were forced to eat in a certain way, would you rather eat soup for every meal with only your face? Okay. Or stab your tongue with a fork every time you eat? So if you're forced to eat in a certain way, would you rather eat soup for every meal with only your face, or stab your tongue with a fork every time you eat? So you can not stab yourself, but you have to eat soup for every meal. Or you can stab yourself with a fork every time you eat. That's a tough one, because what are we looking at here? Soup all the time is going to make you sick, but can I get all types of different soup? And then what if, you stab yourself with a fork, you get to eat steak and stuff, but how bad are we talking? Are we just talking like, ooh, ow, that kind of hurt a little bit? Or are we talking like Oh my goodness, I need to go to the ER every single time I take a bite because I keep jamming this fork all the way through my mouth. I guess at that point I'm going to take the no pain. I'm going to eat soup with every meal with only your face, which to be honest with you, I can eat soup with only my face anyways, as long as I can pick it up. I guess if we can't pick it up, if I got to dunk my head into it, then that's going to be a little bit harder, but I'm still going with the soup. 79% of people agree with that. Be an explorer, would you rather? Be an explorer of, would you rather? I think that should be backward. Would you rather be an explorer of the Amazon jungle or the deep sea in a submarine? Who? That can be kind of tough because the Amazon jungle would be awesome, obviously, and so would the deep sea, because the deep sea you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. But honestly, with the deep sea, you're going to start getting real freaked out and start probably hallucinating being down there. So I'm going to go to the Amazon jungle. 53% though want to go to the sea. That kind of makes sense though, because you don't really know what's down there. Being known as the all-time greatest, would you rather? Man, why do they keep wording it like that? Would you rather be known as the all-time greatest mathematician or writer? Honestly, mathematician would be awesome because you could figure out some crazy physics and stuff, but I feel like when you think about it, when you think mathematician, I can't think of a specific mathematician. I know you got Einstein and stuff, but I don't know if they consider him just a mathematician, or any of the other ones, but I would say, or Isaac Newton, I'm pretty sure he might have been considered a mathematician. So I guess Isaac Newton or a writer, like Shakespeare. So would I rather be Isaac Newton or Shakespeare? Well, I guess Isaac Newton, because Isaac Newton created the laws that we know of. So I'd rather go there. Oh, most people would want to be a writer. That would be cooler. It'd be cooler to be a writer. Would you rather meet the Pope or be the Pope? I definitely don't want to be the Pope. Let's just meet the dude. 71% people say they just want to meet him. Nobody wants to be the Pope. Would you rather be in a car accident that kills only you, or be responsible for car accidents where you live, but your 5 closest friends and family die? Well, of course, just kill me. Why would I want to kill all my family members? 89% of people agree, just kill me. What kind of question is that? As a leader, would you rather be loved or be feared? Ooh, I like this because, Star Wars is a big thing right now and everybody's getting into it. Would you rather be loved as a leader or be feared? Man, I'm a dark side guy. I like the Sith. I like the Sith. It sounds like you got a nasty lisp with the Sith. I'm gonna go ahead and say, generally as Tanner, I just want to be loved, I guess. But as a hypothetical Star Wars universe, I'm gonna say be feared. 82 want to be loved, 18 want to be feared, but like I said, I'm looking at it in a Star Wars sense. I want to be a Sith rather than a Jedi. Would you rather eat only human remains for the rest of your life or starve to death? Well, I'm going to eat human remains. I'm definitely not going to starve to death. That's silly talk. 52% of people say they'd starve to death. You are lying. You know why you're lying? Because you're not starving. If you were starving and you haven't eaten and some dude presents you with a burger and tells you this is a John Hamilton burger, pulled this meat straight off his leg after we gutted him last night, you would not care. You would eat that burger. You'd be so hungry when you smell that meat. Now, don't get me wrong. Your brain's going to go wild eating human meat all the time. You are going to be completely crazy in the head. But you'll live. If you were a screen character in real life, would you rather be James Bond or Doctor Who? I've never watched Doctor Who, so James Bond all the way. 66% agree. Would you rather save Tupac's life or see Jesus for 2 hours? Well, not even being a religious guy. I'm not a religious guy, really. But I also don't really like Tupac's music. So, and I think having a meeting, if Jesus was real, having a meeting with him would be pretty tight. So I'm going to go with see Jesus for 2 hours. And 63% agree with that. That only makes sense, really. Who wants to save Tupac? I mean, he, I'd like to save him. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to save him if I could stop him from dying and meet Jesus. But if I had to choose, I'm probably going to meet Jesus. Would you rather live with Hitler for 3 years or live with Saddam Hussein for 6 years? I'm going to say live with Hitler. Because number one, it's 3 less years. And number two, living with Saddam Hussein, you're going to be living in some caves and stuff, running from the U.S. all the time. Living with Hitler, you were kind of in control of your area. So you were kind of safe just chilling in a big mansion and stuff. So 82% said they want to live with Hitler. That's pretty crazy. 82% want to live with my Fury. Something like that, isn't it? Me Fury. Something crazy. Führer. It's the Führer. Like the Führer. Zafira. I don't really know. Would you rather have the portal gun or the gravity gun? Portal gun all day. Yeah, 72%. Portal gun all day. Would you rather pull all your toenails out or pull all of your hair out? Hair. Why would I want to rip all my toenails out? All right, and we'll make this the very final one. Would you rather be invincible or be invisible? I think I'd rather be invincible, because to be invisible, you would just do like shady stuff like, oh man, I'd be invisible and I'd go into the bank and wait for him to open the door, and then I'd walk through and grab all the money and walk out and la-di-da-di-da. But if you were invincible, you could just walk into the bank and be like, look, give me all the money. And they're like, oh, we're calling the cops. And then the cops come in, they're like, get on the ground or we'll shoot. And you're just like, go ahead. And then they're like, bang, bang. And you're just like, okay, that's fine. Now can I have this money? And then they're like, tackle you to the ground, take you into jail. And then you're just in there like just causing so much ruckus. And they just keep trying to tase you and kill you. And you can't even get hurt. You're invincible. So I think I'm going to go with invincibility. That if you're invincible, you don't need to be invisible. That only makes sense. If you're invisible, you still can die. If you're invincible, you don't even need to hide. Just walk into and go into whatever you want to do. Go do whatever you want to do. Who's going to stop you? You're invincible. You can't be stopped. So I'm going to go with be invincible. I think that's a pretty good one to rock. Then the last thing I wanted to talk about, the very final thing, and it's kind of funny that we got a Hitler question, is I got a question that said once, and I thought it was a pretty good question, something that maybe you guys can think on. I'll give you a little bit of my idea, and then you guys can drop a comment and tell me how you feel about it. So what it was if you had the chance to go back into time, now we know the damage that Hitler did, right? We know he killed millions and millions of Jews, and he caused lots of problems for a lot of people, okay? So we know he was a terrible guy. If you had the opportunity to go back to Germany in World War II, or not World War II, I'm sorry, like World War I or the early 1900s, whenever little baby Hitler was just crawling out of his crib, just a little baby Hitler, and you had the opportunity as a person with the knowledge that he's going to grow up to be the dictator he was, would you or would you not kill him? Would you kill him right there so that he never has a chance to grow up? Or maybe kidnap him and try to take him somewhere else and make him become different? Or would you just not risk it and just let him go? He's just a cute little baby. I just don't want to kill a little baby. Just gotta let him go and let him just hope he grows up and changes his mind. But he won't. He's not going to grow up and change his mind. But at this point, he's still just a little cute baby. He's just a little baby crawling around. He probably still had the little Hitler stash, but, he's just a little cute baby. So, I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I would have to say that if I knew he was going to grow up to be that Hitler no matter what I did, I'd take him out. That's something that kind of makes sense. I would hate the idea of killing a baby. But at the same time, that baby's going to grow up and kill a million babies. Right? So if I want to save a million babies, sometimes for the greater good, you kill the one baby. This is a good ethics question. It's a good ethics debate. If you guys are in ethics in college, I already took my ethics course, but that's the type of question that we would have. And I think that's a pretty good one to end on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast today. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, at SlaveAssassin11, and a link will be in the description below. You can also check out my Twitch. I don't do much Twitch streaming, but I do every once in a while. So if you're interested in just having another channel pop up in your feed every once in a while, then go ahead and check out TBucci or SlaveAssassin11. I do mostly Call of Duty on SlaveAssassin11, and then TBucci I do all different types of games: Dark Souls, Star Wars, whatever it may be, GTA, all different types of games over there. And that'll probably end up being my main one, really. So if you really want to check that out, I may even start just streaming Call of Duty there. So if you want to check that out, you can. All the links will be in the description below. I appreciate all the support. If you guys like this series, make sure you go ahead and leave a comment letting me know. Maybe leave a like or a subscription. And I appreciate all the support. Have a good day. Have a good night. And peace.